LIEnette and Crook violate the civil protection orders again. Can you believe this?
Shocking?
Yeah, and they literally have court this week, and this evidence is going to be submitted to the court. The judge will see everything.
Jeremy Hales has also taken out a bogus protective order against both of you. Where did he take out the protective order?
In Ohio, where we've never been.
That was Vomit's voice. He actually does hit piece propaganda, non-investigative journalist pieces for hire. In other words, he's a paid harasser, a paid agitator. You give him enough money and he'll do something that will tarnish the character of somebody. And this is an individual, you can't make this stuff up, lives off his mommy, doesn't even drive. The guy's so paranoid because he's made so many people mad. Now, what about LIEnette's comments here, George? What do you have to say about that?
Well, I do want to add on to Volmit's history. He asked the crowd to fund him $10,000 to cover this story. And he's the one who was covering this story for months at a time and still had no idea who I was.
Who's George?
And was asking, who's George?
Who's George? Who's George? Who'd that be?
Nice investigative journalism.
That's some good investigation there.
That explains why his career never took off and he's still living with his mom.
Okay.
But you heard LIEnette saying that this bogus, frivolous civil stalking protective order was granted on them, and they've never been in Ohio. Well, stalking can happen in multiple forms, not only physical but cyber. And what her and Crook did were cyber. Except for the time where Crook brandished his firearm. That was in person in Florida.
Yeah, and he drove up on our property. He actually trespassed on the property, told me he'd have a bang bang. Them never being in Ohio makes no difference.
No.
Our legal residency.
Our domicile is
Ohio.
Therefore, they have jurisdiction.
100% jurisdiction. And you're literally going to hear Vomit ask about jurisdiction at some point. The investigative journalist who doesn't even know how jurisdiction works. This is going to be good. You know what? I agree with Deuce.
They're laughing at us.
All right. Neither of you were in Ohio, but you
No.
did send a letter to the mayor's, or not a letter, an email to the mayor's office in the town where he also has a property. Am I right?
LIEnette seems to forget it was more than just the email to our village mayor. Yeah. She also doxed our address here in Ohio with malice intent.
And then Marli Huge wrote the judge in Ohio, ex parte communication going, I was the one that did it. I was the one. Thank you. We'll be using that in federal court.
So Marli may have given her the information behind the scenes in her DMs, but LIEnette was the one who ultimately went online and posted it on her Otter Creek Facebook group.
Not to mention my personal cell phone number as well. John Crook did that.
And then LIEnette posted that she was going to pop a cap in someone's butt.
Ooh.
So that's threat of harm.
Yeah.
What else did she do other than the email to the judge?
There's so much. And the funniest part is she thought she was emailing a mayor that we had just released a video with.
In Amish country.
Yeah. Of all places.
He's the mayor in Amish
country.
country. We don't live in Amish country.
It just so happens that we have multiple mayors that are friends. As a matter of fact, we have journalists that are friends. As a matter of fact, we have YouTubers that are friends. As a matter of fact, we have all kinds of friends of all kinds of professions.
Yeah, she saw the mayor of Otter Creek come visit us here in Ohio in Amish country and got so jealous and included that in the email and then ended her email with, all in my opinion, of course. Then what was the point of sending the email?
After she had threatened the mayor's staff that she was going to contact the local news stations if the mayor did not reply back to her immediately. We live in a village of less than 600 people. Please contact those news stations.
Yes, unfortunately, I didn't realize that a friend of his was placed in our midst as a spy and as a whatever for him. And this person's name was Michael Dean. And he convinced me that I should write a letter to or an email to the mayor warning their mayor on what he's done to our mayor and to our clerk, and to just be careful
So
of it.
you
Vomit is in a hurry to shut her up because he's got directions and plans from Deuce. You know what? LIEnette has a habit of running her mouth and incriminating herself and constant lying. What were the lies in that whole thing?
So I heard her say that there was a spy in the midst and that she didn't realize, and that he convinced her to write an email. First of all, that's a lie. There's screenshots out there of DMs of him telling her, I told you not to do that.
Yes, very much. Yeah.
And does that prove that she's easily influenced to make bad decisions? Like, ultimately, it was up to her to take the time to write the email and hit the send button. And she called the mayor's office 3 times because she couldn't figure out which email to send it to.
Interesting. So we are apparently undercover spies in an entire network. Who would I ever thunk it?
wrote an email to the mayor, and that was the basis for him getting a protective order in Ohio.
Writing an email to a mayor of any village in Ohio doesn't get you a protective order against you by any stretch of the imagination.
No, that was one of the many things that she did to cyber harass and cyber stalk us.
Yeah.
She doxed our Ohio address out of malice intent. Yeah. She doxed my...
Pause right there. What did you just say? Out of...
Malice intent.
Okay. So LIEnette, there's free speech. We all have free speech. And then there's speech that's illegal. You have every right to say it, but there are consequences that come with it. LIEnette can send emails to anyone she wants in any state, in any village, anywhere. But when she does it with an intent of malice, an intent to harm, an intent to incite others to do things that are not positive, now you're breaking the law. So writing an email to the mayor of Ohio did nothing in regards to this is how they got the civil protection orders. This is just one of many, many, many things that granted the civil protection order. Okay.
Correct. So in addition to that harassing email, she doxed our Ohio address, and she included Jeremy's name and his full name. She doxed my full legal name, which we've tried to keep that from my safety. We've always used my middle name. She doxed that with malice intent. She threatened to put a cap in anyone's butt.
So the biggest thing that guaranteed that we got the CPOs were the death threats. I mean, hands down, it is 100%. All the evidence that went in for the CPOs, all of the aspects of the death threats, all of the inappropriate, we'll call it actual conversation about Crook, what he was going to do to our backsides, about the insanity just went on and on and on. We went into that courtroom with item after item after item after item after item. It's all evidence. It's literally in the court docket. But
we also played the audio. Did Volpe take the time to watch those videos?
Well,
did LIEnette send him the link so that he could listen to the audio himself?
Now I'm going to read the pertinent portion of the protective order. Petitioner presented credible testimony and evidence is supported of a civil stalking protection order. The court specifically notes the petitioner and respondent are neighbors at their properties located in Florida.
Is that the property that she moved to save a life-threatening child that wasn't even born yet? Is that the property?
That would be the same property before the child was born. Then all of a sudden she moved years after COVID. After us.
After we were there. Way after we were there. She stalked us. She intentionally bought property by us and then text individuals, don't worry, there's a strategy. It's called grifting.
That this court order issue in Ohio must be given full faith and credit pursuant to the Violence Against Women Act. The court further notes that when the parties are located at their own property, that the distance is reduced to 10 feet. When the parties are not on their respective property. The distance remains 500 feet. This order includes any internet and or electronic communications. Now,
wouldn't that be electronic communications?
Mm-hmm.
Third party.
Yes, and he emails you the link.
Yeah. Non-stop third-party harassment.
Mm-hmm.
And
hashtagging Jeremy Hales,
constantly.
hashtagging what the Hales.
We are literally walking into court with not hundreds, but thousands of contempt charges, thousands of violations against these CPOs. Now, they're going to come up on the idea of Violence Against Women's Act. George, I know I call you George, but I got to admit, you is all woman.
That indeed, I was born a female, and I still identify as a female till this day. But if Violate took the time to look up the definition of that, he would know that it applies to both male and female.
You too John has told me he's afraid to speak about Jeremy Hales because he believes that would violate the protective order. Am I right?
Yes.
Literally as they're violating the protective order right here, right now.
They just
can't make it up.
Handing it over.
You cannot make it up
on a silver platter.
Yeah, this is, when you go trick or treating and you got to work to get that candy, the free candy. You got to work for it.
Yes.
We don't even got to work for this free candy. It's like standing in a parade, minding your own business, and they're like, wham, wham, have some fun dip, have some necklace, bracelet, candy on a rope that you know on. Here's some Tootsie Fruitsies.
Yeah.
Oh, want a payday? Payday! Bam! Right in the eye. Woo! Woo! Yeah, this is all freebies. You can't make it up.
Well, let's thank them right now.
Namaste.
Well, what gave you that idea?
Just by the judge saying she didn't want to be on the, she didn't want this to be on the internet. And if we did it, there was
Be consequences.
Consequences, yeah.
Judge will be seeing this week.
Yeah, I mean, you just heard, they just told on themselves. The judge said she doesn't want this on the internet, and here they are.
I cannot
talking
wait
about it on the internet.
to be in court while we play this. The judge says she doesn't want it on the internet. Yeah, there's going to be consequences. We're literally going to play this, which is on the internet, for the judge.
Remember, our lives don't change. Theirs
does.
do.
Ours are 100% stay the same. Nothing changes for us. If they see us anywhere, we enter a place, we're anywhere, whether it be Walmart, whether it be the flea market, whether it be town hall, whether it be the post office, they immediately must leave and be 500 feet away.
500. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 feet.
She said she didn't want this to be on the internet and there would be consequences. Yeah. Has Jeremy Hales spoken about this on his YouTube show?
Yeah. Yes.
For 3
Have there
years.
been consequences?
No.
No.
You have a civil protection order against you, George?
No.
Last
I checked, no.
You have no restrictions on your speech. You have no restrictions on where you can go, who you can be around, correct?
No.
Isn't that interesting? So, in other words, you legally can talk about your life and what these freaks have done to it online.
Yes, we've documented
on the internet.
Our lives since 2018. Remember, we've ignored LIEnette and CROOK since 2018. No, 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
When they lied and said that they own the property across the street from our 70 acres. Yeah. And then here we are, 2025. We didn't get the civil stalking protective order until 2023. So someone's math ain't mathing.
Wait, CROOK said 3 years.
He said 3 years.
3 years.
It's been 2 years.
Wow. Well, you know.
I mean, sometimes my math ain't mathing either, and I miscount. So
LIEnette has publicly stated that he's financially arped her.
She has said that.
And the Violence Against Women Act.
I didn't
Is Jeremy a woman?
No.
No.
How do they know my gender? Are they looking up my pants?
I mean, CROOK did actually harass the both of us
big time.
online,
oh my goodness!
and posted both of our names in it.
actual harassment from Crook has been constant,
disgusting.
nonstop. Yeah.
And LIEnette knew all about it. She knew all about it.
Has no problem with it. No,
and claims that Crook apologized for it. Who exactly did he apologize to? Because he didn't apologize to us.
I guess we're just supposed to forgive them and not hold them accountable in the court system. Because he apologized.
He posted it multiple times.
Okay.
How he had a picture of his privates in
your mouth.
Yes, it was disgusting.
Okay.
So if Violate took the time to look up the definition of the Violence Against Women's Act, he would know that it's illegal and community response to domestic violence. It applies to multiple things.
Okay.
Actual assault and stalking.
Oh, look at that.
Stalking. They fall under the umbrella of stalking.
By the way, it doesn't say anything about men being excluded. Isn't that interesting?
It's a nationwide recognition of restraining orders and the ability to prosecute abusers who cross state lines.
Oh, go figure.
Which sounds just like them doing it via the internet.
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't even have to be in Ohio. We could be in
anywhere.
South America right now.
We could have been in Hawaii when they did this.
They still would have been found guilty. By the way, I'm 100% man, and I fall under the Violence Against Women Act.
Toe-to-toe with you any day. You're a coward. Aren't you supposed to be in a fucking porn movie? You jamming something up your ass?
Do you have any idea how he could qualify under the Violence Against Women Act?
No.
At this point, Violate starts to self-promote, saying he did a huge expose.
Yeah, it gets boring.
Against the Violence Against Women's Act, which is how we have our civil protection orders. And I'm curious how a self-proclaimed investigative reporter who doesn't even know who George is
15 years.
Does an expose on anything. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking we should start doing some exposés because we've got quite a bit of information. There are a lot of victims coming out.
We should have done an expose on the actual hearing and listened to our videos. Should we put the links in the description?
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of work for me, though. And
I can find it and send it to you.
Investigative journalists, they don't like to do the work. They just like to say they did an expose.
I'm not sure how sending an email to a mayor's office qualifies someone for protection under the Violence Against Women Act. I've got a video that I wanted to play.
Oh, this is like when the substitute teacher comes in school and you're not doing any work. You just bring the TV in on that huge frame and you hope it doesn't fall on any little kids and kill them. This is going to be interesting. Who do you think it's going to be about?
I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and find out.
I bet it's Vomit's favorite YouTubers.
Keep going, John.
10 feet.
You're all right.
10 feet. John is within 4 feet of our truck right now.
John's on a walker.
Communicating. He just said, "Suck his."
His Richard Luthman.
Now he's still talking, saying 10 feet, 10 feet, yelling 10 feet. They both were within 10 feet.
Right now,
Yeah.
Jeremy lives some of the time in Otter Creek. Does he have to drive by your property to get to his property? Is there a way for him to get to his property without driving by your property?
Yes.
Do I have to drive by? You mean the home that I have, 70 acres? I have more road frontage than any other owner Huh. Interesting.
Well, and not to mention, we also drive that direction to get to the schoolhouse.
Oh, our other piece of property right around the
where
corner.
where we actually work and
not
run a business.
To mention, we purchased property and then they stalked us there and bought property across the street.
Yeah, we were definitely there first.
Not to mention, I have a legal right to drive on a road that is less dangerous than going out to the main highway.
Well, not to mention, our lives don't change.
Yeah.
We got the protective order on them, not
So,
the other way around.
There's literally nothing legally that we have to stop doing. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And as I say, there's nothing. There's something going around in the background. Man, you know, we've got the HVAC guys here to do repairs, and how crazy is it to listen to all this stuff, man? He's like, you know what?
I'm just gonna
Let me do my job.
goodness.
Let me do my job. Well, he's doing his job. We're doing our job.
All right. So he chose to drive by your property, even though he has a protective order where he claims he's afraid of you.
Yes.
He chose to leave his property, race up to where I was on a walker trying to measure fencing, and then slow down and start filming. Now, if you look at Michelle's video, it shows a totally different.
Right. And we've got that. But
what? If he's got it, play it,
Why
please.
didn't he play it?
Oh my goodness.
He probably didn't want to play it because LIEnette's version
Is even better than ours.
It is.
It's so
and
much
she
better.
submitted it as evidence. And we're so
Yeah.
thankful.
Yeah.
Let's thank her again right now.
Namaste. She literally begs to submit it in Ohio court, and the judge allows it, and we're completely and
We're
totally
okay with
okay
it. We
with
didn't
that.
object to it.
No objections whatsoever. The more evidence, the better. The more angles, the better.
Absolutely.
And hers is so good. That's what got them the contempt of court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her mic picked up Crooks telling Jeremy
To suck his Richard Luthman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you hear LIEnette telling him, "You're okay. You're okay." When she should have been like, "All right, we need to
Get off the road. You have
10
a civil
feet away
protection
from
order."
them because our property and their property, they have to be within 10 feet. That's
Our
the only
lives don't
time the
change.
500 feet rule changes to 10 feet when they're on their property and we're on our property, or if
He
we're on
wasn't
the road.
on the property. Now, to be very clear as well, as was shown in court, we pull out of our property, we pause, we give Crook opportunity to literally just step over.
Because he can hear
step
the diesel
over,
truck coming.
which we already have that in police reports that LIEnette states and Crook states. Yeah, we can hear every time they leave. So they know we're coming down the road. We give them pause, stop, give them opportunity to step over. You've got Tina Haley, the individual, one of the 7 siblings that sold us the 70-acre ranch, who's going to be sued as soon as we get back into Florida for property disputes as well. And so you've got her stopping there. We've got that all on film. Court has that. We've got Crook will not move over. He has civil protection order against him, will not move over. You've got me telling him 10 feet if we're on respective properties, but the reality is it's 500 feet. I mean, I'm so shocked at such a fool not doing what their court ordered to do that it's 500 feet. If he would have took one step over onto the property,
He would have been fine.
it would have been fine.
We wouldn't have had to call Levy County Sheriff.
He could have legally been fined.
Yeah.
And my life is not changing because of their insanity. If I were to drive around onto Route 19, that is one of the 98, 19, that is one of the most accident-prone areas. It's extremely dangerous. Now, I'm going to take my life and I'm going to drive down my road.
Check
and
on
I'm
our properties
gonna
because there's
look
always
at all my
fallen
property.
trees on the fence line.
Not to mention all these freaks that are doing things to us,
Right.
including them.
Remember, there was a meth head that took our gate. So we have to check our gate and our property.
Yes. And I mean, I can't even fathom. I'm gonna put my life in the hands of a man under the influence of strong rink and pills, and I can say this, and it's not defamation because LIEnette put it all out there. So
We have every
we
right
have
to
all
check.
the evidence.
We have every legal right to drive on the public road to check on our 70 acres, which is directly across the street from them. And in LIEnette's video, you hear her telling him, "Shut up, talk to me, talk to me." So he lied to the judge and said that he told LIEnette to suck his privates.
Richard Luthman. Yeah. So you literally, LIEnette, take my video. Thank you. Again, proving the guilt yet again with the evidence. So I'm going to take my chances with Rook, who can't even point straight because he's so much under the influence, versus a speeding vehicle that's going to T-bone me or back end me. Yeah, none of this should be happening in the first place. Lee County Sheriff should have done their job. Dan Owens should have told them to do their job. These individuals should have been arrested day one when we showed up in Florida, and they followed us to the sheriff's department, literally in the parking lot.
Parked right next to your truck and trailer as if it was nothing.
Insanity. Complete and total insanity.
So again, had he not said to suck his and made communication, had he just moved off the road within 10 feet, he had a tape measure. He could have measured 10 feet.
Wrong way.
All he had to do was step off. He didn't have to jump over the fence. All he had to do was just step off the road, and he would have been within 10
George's
feet.
leg was
We wouldn't have
wrapped
had to
up.
call Levy County Sheriff. We would have went about our days.
Like we normally do, but
Back to work.
George's leg was wrapped up to his crotch. I don't know. If my leg was wrapped up to the crotch, I think I might be in the road with a tape measure and a walker as well.
Who does that straight out of the hospital?
Is that the only time he has driven by your property that way?
Oh, no.
How many times would you say he's driven by your property? Hundreds of times.
Let's set the record straight. We drive by our property. All of it. We own it.
If Violate would have done the research, it's pretty simple to just look on Google Maps. He would see that our 70 acres takes up a long route on the road and that it leads to the schoolhouse.
Guess what? Federal court is seizing their property. Hey, we're going to be driving on it straight down the middle of both of our properties really soon.
I can't wait to auction off the fence panels.
It's going to be amazing. We'll even autograph them for you.
Yes.
So he got a protective order and yet chooses to drive by your property, even though he claims to be afraid of you.
Yes.
Am I right?
Mike, I put up a 6-foot fence.
No.
Why is LIEnette stopping Crook? She literally goes, no.
I don't know.
6-foot fence,
not
huh?
sure.
You think he put that up?
Well, he definitely had a team of people help him.
Would it be called the What the Hale's ecosystem team?
That would definitely be them.
Okay.
Which reminds me, that adds one more drug addict on her property that we know of.
Oh, that'd be Gaby Poo.
Yeah.
Lots of felon convictions.
Yeah, that's 11 people, almost a dozen people, drug addicts on her property. But she moved to Otter Creek to protect her daughter, right?
Right.
And that wasn't high enough. So when he drove by, he would stick his arm out the window with his camera and hold it up over his truck.
If this were a true statement, you think we would have seen some proof and evidence of it by now?
Yeah, we would have seen videos. We would have seen pictures, still shots from the videos.
Lisa has put so many videos, pictures, breaking and violating these civil protection orders. Now she's in hot water for it as well.
And yet
nothing.
Never proved any of that.
Literally nothing.
Why they're the ones with the security cameras. Why haven't they posted or given to Violate proof of that?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Where
if
is
we
it?
drive by a public road to protect ourselves and for our safety and protection, it's no different than having a dash cam.
So let's be very clear. I have never ever stopped. I've never altered the way that I drive by and I film. I put my elbow on the window just like any normal person would. I hold the camera in the selfie stick just like we always do.
Yeah.
My arm never raises up.
No.
You never see my armpit. And you're about to hear that he says I side saddle on the tractor as well. This is interesting. That's a good way to die.
Where's the proof of that?
Again, if you're going to say it, at a bare minimum, you would think an investigative journalist would say, hey, let me add that in here as well for proof and evidence. And yet, you have never seen anything. Not a thing. No side saddle on a tractor. Never my armpit, my arm raised for anything whatsoever.
Then I had to raise my fence with 10 by 17 more inches on it. And then, in order to film our property, he would go by on his tractor. But this is all on film, too. Side saddle filming.
Right. Now, What, if anything, do you know what he does with those videos that he makes driving by your house? What does he do with them?
Puts them all on YouTube for content.
Let's just use some common sense here, George, okay? How did LIEnette find out about Jeremy and George?
Oh, she found us on YouTube by watching our videos,
isn't
our
that
storage
interesting?
unit videos.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Watching us give away money, do different things for different viewers, stalks us there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jamie, the godmother, was like, "Who's the YouTube couple again? What's
Yeah.
their channel?" And she gave it to her. She said, "What the Hales?"
Okay. Now, if I've taken every video driving by them, which keep in mind, they said this is sometimes hundreds of times a day. Crook has said that. It's all out there, all right? We can't show every receipt in every video because sometimes we've shown it a million times as it is already. But the reality is, if he's saying I drive by 100 times a day, if he's saying I drove side saddle on the tractor, where are the videos? Where are the videos on What the Hales? Now, you might have seen some videos of them actually violating the protection orders, and even the latest videos, I didn't even release those until they caused problems for us later down the road. I held them back. Now, Levy County Sheriff had them, and we have them, and we have hundreds, thousands of videos driving by for our own safety and protection. And yet, you don't see yet but a handful of them violating the protective orders. So they wanted to be by YouTubers.
Correct.
Stalked YouTubers.
Yes.
Wanted to launch their YouTube.
Correct.
This has all been confirmed and all screenshots and evidence is already out there.
Wanted promotion.
Wanted money.
Fame. Donations from our fan base. However she could get it.
But now they're putting up old rusty tin because they're scared of the YouTuber's camera.
All right, so the protective order is just for content, right?
Yes.
And your lawyer doesn't want you to talk too much about the two lawsuits, but there's two lawsuits against each of you as well. Has he put anything related to the lawsuits up on YouTube?
Everything.
Everything, all the time.
Why doesn't Deuce want them talking about the lawsuits that they brought against us?
Against us.
Well, I can tell you why Deuce doesn't want them talking about it, because Deuce is in a world of hurt and trouble right now. And LIEnette does not help anybody. Her mouth constantly incriminates. And Deuce's biggest fear right now is that somebody gets LIEnette alone, away from his manipulating, his conniving, his control, and she throws him under the bus. But what Deuce doesn't know, she already has. Yeah,
Multiple
he
times.
doesn't know it yet, but we got it all. He's going down. Oh boy. So they bring multiple lawsuits against us, and then they're complaining that YouTubers who vlog their lives.
Our own personal lives.
Yeah.
We have every legal right to vlog our lives, vlog our adventures. Again, we are vlogging our lives well before we even knew who Lieshell was and Crook was. So what's Volpe's excuse? Because he's making YouTube content out of our life.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, well, he got permanently banned on YouTube, but he's still trying.
15 years later.
Failing big time, but still trying.
But who's George? Is he still wondering who's George?
So he calls CPS and talks about it on YouTube, files for a protective order, then drives by your house, puts it on YouTube. He files lawsuits, puts it on YouTube. It sounds like he's trying to destroy your lives for YouTube content.
Yes.
Exactly.
I guess Vomit forgot about, firearms being pulled out, pointed at me. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that he's being misinformed with and just believing the lies coming out of LIEnette and Crook's mouths.
What about those signs that were put up saying Jeremy Hales arped my daughter, who at that time would have been 3 years old? Listen, this is the aspect of them trying to destroy my life, our lives, and our livelihood. Do you understand? Even in prison, a person who does that to children gets deleted, all right? This is why they did it. They wanted to incite people to come after us and end us.
Now, these alleged violations of a protective order, has the local cops, have they investigated them?
Yes, all of them.
Hold on. I'm going to read from one police report of several. On 11/5/2024, I responded to a call for service in reference to a possible violation of a civil injunction between Hales, Cook, and Preston. Hales requested a phone call from a deputy, and I took the call. I called Hales on his phone, and he advised that he had 4 videos showing Cook violating the injunction put in place out of Ohio. At this time, I advised him that I would respond to meet with him in person so I could get a copy. Hales advised he already had the video on a USB drive for me. I responded to his location in Otter Creek. I made contact with him at the front door to the old schoolhouse. He had the videos on his phone. He went through each video with me on the call. Hales provided me with the USB drive, and I provided him with a business card with the current case number on it. From Hales' location, I went to the home of Preston and Cook to make contact with them. They were not home, and I was unable to make contact with them. I left their residence and responded to the sheriff's office to review the 4 videos provided by Hales. I reviewed the entirety of all the videos. While reviewing the videos, I made contact with Cook and Preston by office phone. While on the phone, I went through each allegation with them, and they said at each time they did not make contact and left the location. One incident, they passed on the roadway to their home. Window was up, and they never made contact with Hale. One incident, Cook was at his gate, and Hales drove by recording. Cook grabs his phone to record Hales to protect themselves and says to the phone, "See this, Your Honor." I asked Cook about this, and he said he recorded the continued harassment from Hales so he could turn it into the Ohio courts. Another incident, Cook pulls into the Otter Creek post office, and Hales pulls in behind him. Cook said he got out, and Hales yelled at him to leave. Cook said he got back in his vehicle to leave the property and went to the neighboring property that quickly then left. The last incident, Hales is following one of his coworkers on a lawnmower down the road to inform of the Cook and Preston residents.
Come on, Vomit, spit it out.
Hales is recording as he passes by the front of the home, and Hales says he hears something about his wife cancer. When I reviewed this recording, I could not distinguish that any contact was made. After reviewing the videos and speaking with all parties involved, this case is unfounded as it does not meet the statutory requirements. So, how many times do you think the cops have, and it's Levy, and I've said it wrong.
Guy can't even spell words, and now he's admitting he can't say them either?
I mean, I've never claimed to be a journalist for 15 years.
Levy County Sheriff's deputies would be investigating. How many times have they investigated you for alleged violations of this protective order?
Dozens. Ouch.
What is the outcome of each of those?
We have been found innocent of all of the charges that he's brought against us.
False! Why, George? Why?
Wow, because the Ohio courts have found them guilty on all counts.
All. Not some of them, not 99, but they let one go and said, no, not guilty. All of them. Every single one. And Levy County is now being sued because they have proactively violated our civil protection order and our civil rights.
You've got Owens putting it in writing and emailing the Levy County Sheriff's Office